Alright guys, so we are back for another video, and today we are celebrating 15,000 subscribers. And first of all, of course, I want to give all of you a huge thanks for helping just support me to get to this point. I know you guys probably hear this from YouTubers. If you're like me, when they say thank you over and over, it's like, chill bro, I just watch your videos. But in all reality, I mean, these opportunities that I've been given lately, I absolutely would not get them without you guys. Granted, I'm not making thousands and thousands of dollars a month like some of these seem to think, but all the opportunities I get to work with companies, to interact with you guys, to learn more about the platform, and just get more insight on parts and different ways we can make our cars better, it all just makes this absolutely worth it. So again, thank you for everybody that's been liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. It really does make a big difference. So that being said, like always, when we hit these milestones, I'll be doing a Q&A. I sent out a question on Instagram, Facebook, even on here, you know, to give you guys an opportunity to ask some questions. And I picked out a couple that I've gotten multiple times, or I just know is a question that you guys want me to answer. So we'll talk about that in this video, and hopefully you guys find this video useful. Now, as always, for everybody that's new to the channel, I create these videos to help keep you updated on the latest developments in our community, as well as discuss technical topics so that we have a better understanding of how our engines work. So if you're interested in more videos like that, be sure to subscribe, because there will be a lot more coming out in the future. Now, first of all, we're going to get some housekeeping stuff out of the way. So I do want to remind you guys, we have merch available. B58 Owners Club merch is on my website. I know somebody mentioned that I've been like slanging a bunch of shady merch companies. No, it's not a shady merch company. I'm just not very good at Photoshop, I guess. But that's my merch that I've designed myself. And if you guys are interested, check out the website. Of course, everything that you order helps support the channel. Also, I got a lot of questions from people about technical details, you know, what turbo is best, what fuel system should they go with, and some of you were even like, hey, I DM'd you, can you just respond, bro? And I get it, you know, you guys want me to respond. I try to as much as possible, but just being completely honest, I was getting like 100 DMs a day, and the problem was me. You know, as soon as you guys would message me, I would respond, and that would cause you to ask me like 10 or 15 questions in a single session, and I just couldn't keep up. So now I try to set aside time where I can just answer a bunch of questions all at once. It's not really easy to try to, you know, pull out time to do that. So usually it might take me 1, maybe even 2 days to respond to some of your DMs. And so I do apologize. That's not going to be the purpose of this video. We're not going to be talking about technical stuff. We're just going to be talking about me, my cars, you know, the channel, and kind of how things are going from here. Now, on the other hand, if you really want, you know, priority support from me, you want to be able to ask me questions and get responses fairly quickly, feel free to join the Patreon. You can get in as cheap as $5 a month, and it does have a direct messaging option. So I do prioritize, you know, responding to messages from Patreon members. I also do behind the scenes videos. I do giveaways on there. So every time you guys see me swap out parts on my cars, get a new dash cam, whatever, I'm probably doing a giveaway to my Patreon members. So yeah, just feel free to support there as well if you guys are interested. All right, so all that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the questions. So the first and most common question I always get is, who am I outside of YouTube? And I've talked about this in other videos, so I'll just do like a brief synopsis here. But first of all, my name's Kevin. I live in Cincinnati, and I've been into German cars for a very long time. I actually was really into Volkswagens and Audis. You guys might have seen some of my old videos of my GLI. And I was looking into getting an Audi, but they didn't come in manual. And so that's what got me into my 440i, and I fell in love with the B58. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, YouTube obviously isn't my full-time job. I am an engineer by trade. I'm not a mechanic, I'm not a tuner, but you know, I did work in automotive for several years. I actually recently crossed over the point where I can officially say I have worked outside of automotive for more than half of my career. So automotive was a big chunk of my, you know, engineering experience for a very long time. But, you know, a lot of people say work as your hobby and you'll never feel like you work a day in your life. Not the case for me. I did not enjoy it at all, and I am happily completely outside of automotive working as an engineer in a different industry and just keeping car stuff for fun. So yeah, it just worked out that way. It definitely helped give me a better appreciation for what it takes to build a car and how much time and money it takes to build up a supply chain, maintain good quality and all that stuff. But generally speaking, it just wasn't my cup of tea. Now, on that note, a lot of people ask me, how do I know so much about cars? And even though I worked in automotive, that didn't give me majority of the insight and experience that I talk about on this channel. I will definitely say my biggest benefit was I got into cars early. You know, I liked cars when I was young, and my dad was into cars, but he didn't really modify cars, and I knew that was something I wanted to do. So when I got out of college and started making some money, I bought my GLI, started modifying it, screwed it up, fixed it, learned a lot, and that's what got me here. It's literally just making mistakes. So I know people are always like, wow, Kevin knows so much. How did he figure all this stuff out? And I didn't figure it out. I probably just made a mistake before you and made a video about it. That's the secret there. So lots of time and money wasted, but it definitely helped me have a lot more direction building my 440, and that's what motivated me to start the channel and make these videos for you guys. Now, speaking of the 440, a lot of people are asking what happened to it. You know, I'm only making videos with the 340 lately, so is it still here? Is it okay? Did it blow up? You know, kind of what's next for it. And first of all, the good news is nothing's wrong with the car. I've actually just been driving it, you know, and I'll make a video about this, but generally speaking, I got the 340 because I wanted a car for R&D and development. I wanted a car to tinker with, and I didn't want to feel like I have to mess with the 440. I was getting it to a point where I knew I was really happy and doing certain things would mess it up. And even though I want to keep creating content, I don't want to mess up my 440 because that's my baby, right? That's the car I bought brand new. I spec'd it myself. It's my perfect car for my goals and my priorities. Now, the 340, on the other hand, just being frank, I don't care about it as much. You know, I still like the car, but I bought it specifically just to mess with it. I don't mind beating on it, going around a track, driving it through winter, you know, taking my family around, doing everything else with it. And so this is giving me a different experience and perspective, and that's why you guys are seeing so much content about it. But the 440 is still good. I'll make an update video for you guys just so you know kind of how things have gone and what things will be coming. But no, it's not going anywhere. Now, on that note, let's talk more about the 340, because obviously I've been doing a whole lot to this car, and I told you guys I was going to keep it just a simple daily driver. So that's been out of the window for a very long time now, and the question is, what's next? And I mean, let's just be clear here. I am a YouTuber, and I cannot tell you what I'm doing to the car. If I tell you everything that's going to happen, then you guys aren't going to watch the videos. So I have to leave you on a cliffhanger and just make you wish you knew so that you guys keep coming back to watch, because otherwise it's not going to be worth it. So hopefully you guys understand. I think you should. Now, with that out of the way, yes, we're going to continue building the 340. More stuff will be coming soon. I plan on tracking it some more next year, so that means we need to make it faster, make it handle better, make it have more grip, all of that good stuff. I still don't want to tear up the car, so everybody that's like, oh, you should put a wide body on it and all this stuff, I'm not really interested in cutting it up. You know, this car will be with me for maybe another year or two, and then I'll move on into something else. So again, this isn't a forever car for me. This is just something that I want to test out and enjoy for a while, and then we'll try something else. Now, on the topic of testing, I know a lot of you guys are waiting on my data for the Kelford Cams. And first of all, I do apologize it's taken so long. Kelford especially, I know you guys have been waiting for this data for a while. And I tried to share in some of my recent videos what happened when I tried to, you know, just send it and get everything on the dyno. It just didn't work out for me. I had way too many issues. And that video literally comprised about 2 weeks of my time getting the car installed with everything on the dyno, screwing it up, fixing it, realizing it wasn't really fixed, fixing it again, and all of that was like 2 weeks before I went to the track. So I just had way too much stuff backed up, and I wasn't able to get it fully dialed in. We're still tuning it now. So, you know, as soon as I really get some good data to share with you guys, I will post it up. I do apologize, but again, you know, with the conspiracy theories, no, the car isn't blown up. No, the cams aren't out of the car. I, you know, couldn't tune it or had issues or whatever. We're still trying to get the tuning done. So again, please just give me some patience, you know, and understand I've got a lot of other responsibilities, full-time job, etc., etc. So I do as much of this as I can I'm able to do a lot more now that I've gotten some of the major changes and stuff to the car out of the way, but it's still going to take a little bit of time. So I will post up that video as soon as I have more data for you guys. Another thing people have asked me is, would I ever get into another platform, or what's next? You know, like I said, this 340 won't be here forever, so what am I thinking of doing in the future? First of all, I mean, I really only like German cars, like really like German cars to the point that I want to buy them and enjoy them. There are other cars that I like looking at, but I'm not really interested in owning, and you know, it just is what it is. I don't know why I'm programmed that way, but I've just fallen in love with German cars. So for me, the big peak that I'm working towards is a 911. That shouldn't be a surprise if you guys have followed my social media for any amount of time, because I'm always posting 911 content in my stories and stuff like that. But you know, that's just kind of what my goal is. I don't think that's going to be my next car, just because they're so expensive nowadays, but generally speaking, you know, that's kind of like my goal for when I save up more money and I figure out how to afford one. That's where all of my money is going to go. In the meantime, I would love to get another B58. I'm not really interested in any S58 cars, contrary to popular opinion. That's not everybody's, you know, perfect vehicle. I really just don't like them. Just, it's that simple. I would love to get another B58, but the B58 that I really want isn't practical, because I want a Supra and I really need back seats for like my kids and stuff like that. So maybe a G20, I don't know, time will tell, we'll see. But for now, I'm keeping my options open. I don't really want to force anything. I'm just gonna kind of have fun with whatever comes my way. Now, one last thing I want to answer is, a lot of people ask me, you know, when am I going to start a website? When am I going to sell parts, start a forum and things like that? Again, guys, just please understand, I know it probably looks like I've got a bunch of time, but I absolutely do not. A big channel supporter is BimmerNetwork, and I highly recommend shopping through them. I'm an affiliate, so you can use my link in the video description, and that also indirectly supports the channel as well. But I've seen what Trevor has to go through. You know, I knew Trevor before he started BimmerNetwork, and everything that he does just motivates me to stay with my day job and not try to bite off more than I can chew. I try to be friendly on camera, but in real life, you know, all that customer service stuff is just really taxing. It's a lot of work, you know, and it looks easy for people. They think, oh, you just sell some parts and you make millions of dollars. But it is an extremely big commitment if you want to, you know, take it that far. So for me, not really into it, not really planning on it. Please just support the people that support me. I've got my sponsors listed at the end of every video. I've got links to their websites and social media in the description of every video. That's the best way that you guys can support me. Or, you know, if there's something that you guys want to see me run, feel free to ask. Tell the company they should work with me, and maybe we can make something happen. But in the meantime, it's really just, it is what it is at this point, and I'm not planning on stretching myself anymore until maybe I'm retired and one day this is all I have to do. Maybe we'll try something a little different at that point. So yeah, I think that's, you know, a long enough video. Hopefully I got to your question. If not, hopefully we'll have more of these videos as we hit more milestones in the future. But again, just thank you to everybody that has been supporting and showing interest. Generally, everybody's been, you know, pretty supportive. I did have a couple of those conspiracy theories, you know. I think I've had 2 people call me a sellout at this point. I've had 1 person tell me I'm an industry plant that lies about B58 reliability just to motivate you guys to buy more B58s and all this stuff. You know, it kind of is what it is. You can't fight with crazy, but honestly, like, this has been an extremely humbling experience for you guys just to engage with me and support me so much. So again, thank you. I can't say it enough. And I think that's it for this video. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope this helps. And if you have any other questions or comments, leave them down below.